Sean Spicer, of course, had to answer some questions about Coretta Scott King's letter in the successful move by Mitch McConnell to shut down the prominence of the letter. Of course, it now gets asked about everywhere. And Sean Spicer has some interesting ideas about how Coretta Scott King would have evolved over the years.
And on the issue of last evening with Elizabeth Warren, Coretta Scott King, these words, I want to get your reaction to these words that were not allowed. Mr. Sessions has used the awesome power of his office to chill the free exercise of the vote by black citizens in the district he now seeks to serve as a federal judge. And she's basically saying that Sessions has an indifference towards criminal violations of civil rights laws. What do you say to that?
Well, obviously, we have a lot of respect for her and the sacrifices that she made, and the sacrifices that, frankly, she endured in her life. But I would respectfully disagree with her assessment of Senator Sessions then and now. His record on civil and voting rights, I think, is outstanding. And like Arlen Specter, the late Arlen Specter, I can only hope that if she was still with us today, that after getting to know him and to see his record and his commitment to voting and civil rights, that she would share the same view that Senator Specter did, where he said, although I voted against him getting to know the man that is now, I regret that vote. And I would hope that if she was still with us today, that she would share that sentiment, because Senator Sessions' record, both as U.S. Attorney for Alabama, as Attorney General, and as Senator, has been one that has stood up for voting rights. He prosecuted the Klan. He stood up for Coretta Scott King getting the getting the gold medal. He has been a tireless advocate of voting and civil rights throughout his career. And I would just hope that if she was still with us today, that she would share the sentiments of former Senator Specter.
Okay, and last two.
Okay.
Piss down my back and tell me it's raining.
Can I say something that this is an area where Donald Trump's tantrums and irrational rages are actually rational and justified. Like, Sean Spicer's terrible at this, man. He's just a bad presser.
Well, I mean, look, he's saying what needs to be said there, which is, I'm sure if she really got to know the man, that she'd see in his heart he's not racist. He wrote a 5-page letter.
He thought what Dylan Roof did was bad, as an example, and we agree with that.
Nobody cried more for the gutting of the Voting Rights Act.
I may have cried in tears of joy, but that's still an emotional response.
It's exactly. I had an
he
emotional.
He didn't prosecute the Klan. He prosecuted 3 murderers.
Yeah,
who were
that's like
members.
their big takeaways for Jeff Sessions is like, he is no longer personally racist, was nice to a couple of black people, and when a terrorist group murdered a couple of teenagers, he did his job as a prosecutor.
Who were the black people he was nice to? I didn't ever heard about that.
He nominated someone to be. He helped someone get a job, and apparently he did a gold medal for Coretta Scott King.
What gold medal?
I don't know what gold medal that was.
800 relay. Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.